we're
it's above 90% the failure rate of businesses.
Of course. I posted a video. Remember that video that we did where I made a comment about there's way more employees that are in the one. I didn't specifically mention there's way more employees in the 1%, but in the, I was alluding to the fact that like there's more employees that are more successful than there are successful business owners. Remember that video?
Yes, I remember which one I don't remember which video it is, but I remember you saying that.
Well, it fucking popped off. Okay, I can't remember if it popped off on TikTok or Instagram or whatever, but it got a lot of attention, and there's a lot of people that fucking disagree with me, like a fucking lot. But what I don't think people understand is I'm not talking about. First of all, yes, there are more successful employees in the 1% than there are successful business owners in the 1%. Correct? Yeah. It's an easy number to. There's just as a ratio, you have way more employees than you have business owners. And then you have even less successful business owners, right? But in one given company, you can have multiple executives within the 1%, and then maybe the owner of that business is in the 1%, but a lot of his income or net worth or whatever is not in terms of income.
I'd argue that now I don't know the exact number. Actually, we can pull this up in a second. I'd argue that in the top like 0.0001%, it's predominantly business owners.
Probably.
Yeah, when you're looking at net worths that are, let's say, for example, 10 million and up or 100 million and up, it's more than likely predominantly business owners.
Yeah, and the reason why I was inspired by this quote, or
I'm gonna look up what the actual 1% is. But it looks like you're in the ballpark of like a $300,000 to $500,000 a year of income in Canada.
Yeah,
being in the top 1%.
Yeah. So, with that said, in the video, I wasn't talking about net worth. That's not what I was referencing. I was literally referencing how much people make, and 100%, there's more employees that are within the 1% earners than there are business owners by sheer stats purposes. Right?
You have to think of all of the people that are working in or for public organizations that are making that kind of money.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You have to think of essentially, and like the other thing too is that a lot of CEOs of companies are not owners of companies.
I know, yeah.
Right? Like you have lots of people that are making the $300,000, $500,000 plus $100,000 a year that are in those types of roles. Like I know, for example, that the CEO of the Ontario Power Commission or whatever it's called is earning like an annual salary of like 10 million or something.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's a public company.
Yeah, exactly. So you have it. The reason why I ended up getting on this is because I saw something that was I can't remember from where or what era or when or who it was. I don't remember. But Disney's CEO, he ended up working at Disney. Okay. I'm pretty sure he was like low level. I might even be getting this wrong. Might not even have been Disney. I can't fucking remember. Very low level, but he worked his way up and he worked his fucking ass off to become CEO. Next thing you know, this motherfucker's making $67 million a year as an employee. And he and this example, again, this is why I don't know if it's Disney or not. Never once was he a business owner. He was an employee the whole time. And he's like insanely rich. So my argument was, from a numbers perspective, you simply have more employees that are making a lot of money, high-level employees. I'm not talking about like some people are like, oh, you're never going to make that in retail sales. And I'm like, okay, guys, I'm literally referencing in my video high-level employees, okay, that are making enough money to be in the 1% of earners than you have business owners in the 1%. I'm not saying who has the most money, a business owner or an employee. That's not what I'm trying to say here. I'm saying, what are the chances of you making more money? Is it as a business owner or is it as an employee? And my argument was, if you work your ass off, you have a better chance of making more money, statistically speaking, to be an employee than you do a business owner. Simply even by the simple fact that the majority of businesses fucking fail. So simply based on that number alone, if you join a growing business as a key employee, you have a better chance of making more money than going and starting your own business, potentially having it fail, or the amount of money that you may or may not make in that business. That's all I'm saying. And people seem to have a really big fucking issue with what I'm saying there, as well as comprehending that stat.
Yeah. I think a lot of people don't recognize too, like the forms of income that an owner of a business can receive.
Yeah.
You can receive a salary from your business, but you can also receive income, for example, through like a dividend payout from like net profit at the end of the year. You have to think, let's say that in order to earn $500,000 a year as a business owner from dividends, right? Because you're not, if you pay yourself a salary, if you're a growing business and you're paying yourself a salary of $500,000, that's stupid.
Yeah, you're an
like
idiot.
Your business is not going to grow. You're actually holding it back. But let's say that you're paying it from your like actual net profits. That means that you have to have at least $500,000 of net profit at the end of the year. Majority of businesses operate on a profit margin of, let's say, 10 to 20%. 10 to 20%. That means that you have to have annual revenues of in the ballpark of $2.5 to $5 million. Think about how long it takes to grow a startup to reaching $2.5 to $5 million of annual revenue.
Yeah. Oh, Clark, well, what if I develop an app and it fucking blows up within a year? Okay, go do it then. Like, I don't know. I think a lot of people have this fucked up misconception that's way harder than it actually seems, you know? And the amount of successful businesses out in the market is way less than a lot of people think, right? So, even us, like we're
like it's above 90% the failure rate of businesses.
Of course.
Of course.
Of course. It is. Yeah. And think about the success rate of businesses like 10 mil plus to even get you that $500,000 in income a year. Like, are you fucking crazy?
Because the majority of successful businesses are the ones that are like your convenient, like in the remaining 9%, let's say, that are remaining open and profitable. Yeah. A huge percentage of those ones are your convenience stores and your laundromats and your things that aren't a booming business that's giving you $500,000 a year. Yeah. You're going to be taking home probably $50K.
Yeah, exactly. And that's my point. And a lot of people got that in the comments. A lot of people understand, like, hey, the average income of the average business owner is like $50,000, if that. And then people were like, well, what about write-offs? And what about this? And what about that? How the fuck much are you going to write off? Like, seriously. Just because I could write my car off doesn't mean my car is free.
Right.
Okay? Like, can people understand that? And then not only that, there's repercussions on what my business is worth based on the volume of write-offs that I have, right? What?
Sorry, there's this clip and that
I'm like, I can tell you're fucking funny.
I have to show you this.
Okay, go.
Like you said write-offs, and it just made me remember this clip. Let me see.
The fucking that one guy. What's that show called? Is that what you're talking about?
Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
Have you seen this? Yeah, exactly. Connor, you have to show this fucking throw this clip in the fucking.
Throw the clip in. That is a funny
clip. So you know like the concept of Schitt's Creek? Yeah.
I don't know that I've seen it before.
Essentially, the main concept is that the father was a very successful like business owner and whatever, and he had a family that he lost all of his like net worth like the very first episode, and essentially all assets that were to his name were like repossessed. Besides him buying this town called Schitt's Creek, and the only reason why he bought it was because he thought it was funny. And so the only thing to his name was just like this town, and or this inn or whatever. So they go into this like really poor like town or whatever. And it's actually a fucking hilarious.
So that's the basis. That's interesting.
It's actually a fucking hilarious.
I didn't know that.
So, anyways,
his son is funny.
So the kids are, because they grew up ultra wealthy, they're so detached from reality. But they're trying to like start their own businesses and stuff like that now in this little town. Okay. And so let me see.
I remember watching this. I actually have seen the show.
Yeah, you need the context of that right off Schitt's Creek. So where he's just like detached from reality, he doesn't understand the concept of a write-off. But the dad is very like astute at business.
Didn't I just tell you to save your money?
Yeah, I am testing this out for the stores, so work is paying for it.
Work is paying for your betting?
I was gonna leave, but now I don't want to.
What is that? Is that a new lamp?
Yeah, I'm thinking of bringing homeware into the store, so that's a write-off.
That's a write-off? Do you even know what a write-off is?
Yeah. It's when you buy something for your business and the government pays you back for it.
Oh, and who pays for it?
Nobody. You write it off.
Who writes it off?
I don't know. The write-off people. What? Why are we having this conversation?
So if I need booze to get through my day, I can just write that off?
That's a stretch.
But the skincare products you got this morning, those are a write-off.
What skincare products? You purchase skincare products?
Okay. I am the face of the company. If I have acne, what does that say about the legitimacy of the store?
That's not a write-off. That's not a write-off. This? Not a write-off.
Oh, well, the betting's non-refundable, so...
David, a write-off is a business expense used to reduce your taxable income.
Okay, well then, why isn't it called a tax write-off?
It is! It is! You can't just buy things for yourself and write them off.
Well, then I'll return some things. There's not enough space in here for the massage chair anyway.
I should get back to work, just in case any more of your packages arrive.
Oh my god. It's so true.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
man,
Connor, throw that clip in. But yeah, so
it's so fucking fun. That's why when
yeah.
you said like people don't not understanding write-offs, I just remember that clip, and I'm like, it's so true.
so the
People just don't fucking get it.
So the problem is like, okay, I'll give everybody an example. So first of all, I can't even remember what my take home is, number one, because I think how much do I actually take out of the company? What is it, like 40 grand?
Something like that. I don't even remember the
Yeah, it's
exact
pretty
number.
fucking low.
Well, technically speaking, actually, it's zero. Like in terms of salary.
No. I take a salary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I take a salary. I think the salary is like a 6-figure salary. It's like 100 grand.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so
then
it's
there's
yeah, but I actually only take like 40, something like that. And the business owes me like well over $500,000.
Yeah.
But I don't take anything because I want to scale the business and I don't want to restrict my business's ability to do so.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. I actually, live this lifestyle based off of some of the real estate I sold back in the day, as well as the income of the real estate that it generates, my portfolio. So anyways.
And also, like, I guess, maybe from what people see online, it might be different, but like, you don't live a very lavish lifestyle.
Yeah, I don't.
Right?
Really.
Like,
yeah, it's not crazy.
Think about it.
Yeah.
You don't buy like all this designer clothing and everything. Like, you don't go on like all these expensive trips and whatever.
Yeah, I'm very real.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I'm very normal, actually.
All your cars don't have expensive lease payments. Like, they're just paid cash.
My fucking Ford F-150, I pay $402 a month for it.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. So anyways, and the reason why I do all this and why people might find that odd is because, well, if I were to spend a lot of money and have all of these write-offs and fuck around like that clip did and do what these guys are saying in the comments where you have all these write-offs and this and that. Even when I go out to eat personally, I know tons of people whenever I go out to eat with them or whatever the case is, they're fucking writing all that shit. I don't. I pay that out of my personal income, and the reason why is, and that might be a little bit of maybe I could push that limit here and there. The reason why I don't push that limit is because I want my business to be valued as high as fucking possible. So in the event there's a buyout or there's a time where there's a time that comes where I need to have the business valued, it's at its maximum value that I can get, where I'm not fucking around or I don't have to explain certain things to people where, hey, by the way, this $2,000 car payment a month or this $10,000 in restaurant bills a month or whatever the case is that you could strip that out because that was me personally. Like that kind of narrative when someone's looking at a business and you have to explain things because of their financials, that's a risk to the potential buyer, and the buyer will look at that and think, oh, okay, discount time, okay? Because some of the numbers might not be real, okay? So a lot of people don't really realize that when you want to fuck around with your financials and take advantage of, the write-off situation, you are restricting, in the end, the potential of your business being evaluated to what it could potentially be, or its maximum, right? And my goal in the end is to have the maximum value for the business that I'm involved in, and for us to push it to its highest limit. That's it. So if I fuck around, I'm going to restrict that number.